Tosin Clegg. I'm a journalist with This Day. I've been with This Day for 5 years now. I'm a PR person. I'm a brand manager. I'm a food and drink taster. You know, I go to Coastal to take ice cream, go to Pizza or Domino to eat pizza. I'm sure you like my life, Abby. Abby?
Hello, everyone. My name is Shamsia Abdulkadri, but everybody calls me Shem. I'm a writer, I'm a content creator, I'm a PR person. You break it, I fix it. So I'm happy to be here to speak to you guys, to share the little knowledge I have. I want us to listen with open minds, to be ready to learn, because we're ready to teach. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Olariwaju Nelson Togo. I'm the co-founder of Artiste Media. I'm not here to come and give you any theories and tell you this, do this, you blow. My guy. I'm just here to tell you as one of you. I'm also still trying to get to that major mainstream. This is not where I want to stop. I want to manage an artist that is at Summerfest. I want to manage an international artist. This is not where I want to stop. But yeah, just going to give you how I see it and what I've been through pretty much. And literally just tell you how it is. Not going to tell you any sugar or any spice in it. Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
We're going to kick off with our first speaker, Shem, and she's going to be taking us on artist management, artist contracts, and that's it. A bit of publicity.
Hello, everybody. I already introduced myself, so I'll start with an artist manager. Who is an artist manager? An artist manager is a person, a company, who guides the professional career of a musician in the entertainment industry. The manager oversees the day-to-day business activities of an artist. That's the Wikipedia definition of an artist manager. I define an artist manager as the backbone of an artist, as the lifeline of an artist. The music business is evolving daily. It's a constant roller coaster, and we need to evolve with it. Picking the wrong partnerships in music business is usually the bane of a person's music career. No man is an island. It's overwhelming to create, at the same time manage, and at the same time focus on the managerial aspect of the music business. So as a person who's interested in becoming a musician, the first thing you need to get right is your management. I divide an artist manager into three: the personal manager, the business/brand manager, and the road manager. These three individuals play three distinct roles, and they are the bedrock on which your music career is going to be built. A road manager could be called a personal assistant. He's basically a human reminder. He's the one who tells you about your schedules. He's the one who makes you keep with that schedule. He's the one who reminds you of personal things, like you need to make this call, you look rough, as a creative sometimes, you don't take that time to think about the personal things you need to do with yourself. So your road manager is you, your human reminder, like a reminder on your phone. The characteristics to look for in a good road manager is someone with retentive memory, someone who is dogged, someone who shares your passion, a very patient person, because most time creatives are very hot-tempered. They scream, they shout when they're overwhelmed. A road manager is somebody who should be patient, to listen to you, to know that is just you acting when you're tensed. Then also, the most important characteristic of a road manager is someone who has your time, someone who's dedicated to you, if not 100%, at least 95%. So next on is a brand/business manager. A brand manager is one who's majorly concerned with the imaging of an artist, the business opportunity an artist has, monetizing your talent. That's who a business manager is. Some major characteristics to look for in a business manager is someone who's experienced, someone who's connected in the industry, someone who's very prudent with spending, someone who's very ruthless in making business decisions. Last but not the least is the personal manager. This is your conscience, your sixth sense, your checkmate. To me, this person you can't afford to get wrong. This is one person in the world you should never lie to, your personal manager. This person is very much concerned with your genuine growth as an artist and as a person. This person is able to criticize you without bringing you down. This person is your ride or die person. Now, the characteristics to look for in a good personal manager is foresight. Someone who can see into the future, who can see prospective opportunities for you, who can see how things you're going to do now are going to affect you in the future. Someone who has good people skills, who is able to relate well with others, who is able to keep good relationships. Because most artists, most creatives, they don't know how to keep good relationships. So you need someone in your corner who can keep those good relationships. Someone who is a problem solver, someone who has knowledge of the industry, someone who is very responsible, someone who can nag. Your personal manager has to be able to nag you, run you mad, tell you have to do this. 10 minutes ago, he calls you back, have you done it? You are shouting, he doesn't care, he's still going to call you back 10 minutes later, have you done it? You have to do it. That's a good characteristic of a good personal manager. Someone who can multitask, someone who's very honest, and someone who's very level-headed. Well, I'm very sure that we just don't have artists here. We have people who are budding music managers. These 3 classes of managers, they're a growth process. Most times you start out as a road manager. You turn to somebody's personal manager. Before you know it, maybe you turn to a business manager. You could be somebody's personal manager, another person's business manager. It means that you're striking business deals for somebody else, but you're personally involved in somebody's growth and career. So as a person who wants to be a manager, being these managers is the growth process. You start out as a road manager, start out small, start out dedicated to somebody, before you know it, you're learning, you have 2-3 years experience in the industry, you're getting your connections, you're growing, you're somebody's personal manager. Before you know it, you're 10 people's business managers. So put that in mind. As I mentioned before, some artists are unsuccessful not because of lack of talent, but because of bad management. It's imperative to put in the same amount of dedication you put into your art, into getting your management right, so that you don't have to worry. Now, when an artist is signed under a label, things are a little different. A label most times wants to give you a manager. Now, it's best and I advise to use that manager as your business manager because the label's intention is to make money. Meaning that the person they're going to put in your corner is somebody who can make that money for them. Somebody who can get those deals, who can monetize your talent. So most times, when the label hands you a manager, you make that person your business manager because that person is there to make profits. Artists, please listen to your personal manager. As a creative, I understand the strength we put into creating, and I get it's not easy to hold criticism, but you have to learn. Most times, you are blinded by your talent and may not be doing the best for yourself. That's why we have managers to put us through. Even if you don't listen to anyone, listen to your sixth sense. Listen to your personal manager. Now, speaking about artist contracts. What is a contract? A contract is a written or spoken agreement, especially one concerning employment, sales, that's intended to be enforced by law. The formation of a contract requires formation of an offer, acceptance, consideration, and a mutual intent to be bound. Each party must have capacity to enter into the contract. Although most oral contracts are binding, but sometimes contracts may require formalities such as writing. Signing with established record labels does not mean automatic success. Whenever you're signing a music contract, you should read thoroughly through the agreements, please. This has been the destruction of a lot of great artists we know. Signing contracts without reading. You're hungry, you just want to get out there, but this is binding. So people sign 10 years contract, they don't know the content of the contract until when shit start getting real. You want to leave. You can't leave. Because why? That's an agreement. You have an agreement and you have to fulfill that agreement. So please, the legal aspect of the music industry is not easy. To get legal representation costs money, which we understand. And it's something that I feel that we should look into. People don't read these contracts because they're scared of legal representation. They're scared of calling lawyers because lawyers are going to charge them fees. So I think that's a part of the music industry we need to look into because sadly, individuals may not have the funds. Having improper agreements can be very detrimental. There are situations where an artist is suddenly unhappy with the deal they have accepted. Such cases may lead to a fallout between the label and the artist. Some labels can drop an artist for not being successful as expected. When signing a deal, always ensure that you sign one that is suitable for you. The following are some types of artist music contracts. We have a record/artist deal. A record or artist deal is usually the first deal that you get as an artist. That's the record label deal. It's considered the most popular one. In such an agreement, the label will handle everything for you, from recording new materials, promotion, and distribution. In some cases, the label can provide accommodation, transportation, and wardrobe. Now, I have one more thing to say, and it's about publicity. It's major. As an artist, an upcoming artist, sometimes you have just 1 million naira and you want to release a song. You will use 900,000 naira to do the song, and you want to use 100,000 naira for publicity. In Nigeria, my brother, it doesn't work. Save money from creating and use more money to push your songs. Because here, whether we like it or not, we're not in the structure of this industry is not how it's supposed to be. People are not supposed to collect money for these things, but they do it anyway. So that's why you need to have a good manager. If you have a particular amount, you need to be prudent with your spending. You need to know what you're putting into where, but please put more money into publicizing your song than into creating it. Because you're a creative, you can work magic. You can make things that small look big, but put more money into publicizing your songs. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, please, I'm ready to take them.
Hello, everybody. My name is Switch. So my question actually is, when it comes to, you talked about managers, right? And record labels and how to, be smart in who you get. But here's the thing. Sometimes you go to, a label sees you, a manager sees you. Some managers want you to pay them for managing you. That's different. You can choose to say no and maybe get your brother. But when it comes to the label and they offer you something, when you turn it down, the next thing you hear is, you're too smart for your shoes. Are you sure you want to grow? You have to be humble. But you know fully well that they're about to kill you. And potentially down the line, we will fight. You understand? The minute you say lawyer, they don't even want to have a conversation with you. I'm asking this question, it's a personal one to me because it's happened to me twice. I just said, let me go through this, let me take some time to read it, and it was a problem because they feel you're too smart, or they don't want you to be too smart for them. So what do you do in a case like that? Thanks.
There's nothing wrong in being too smart. People want you to be stupid. They are the stupid ones. Now, this is your life. This is your career. This is something you've invested time in. You invested strength, sweat, sleepless nights. If somebody feels you're too smart, then that's not the person for you. It's not easy to be patient, to find the right person, but there is somebody that is right there for you. Now, if you mistakenly sign the wrong contract and you sign a 5-year contract, that's 5 years in bondage, my sister. 5 years running around the same circle. Are you ready to trade that for stipends, change? When in 5 years, you could actually find something bigger, you could make more than you would have made with them. So I understand how it feels, you find somebody, you feel it's okay, you feel you want to move, and they're telling you you're too smart. You need to be patient. Patience works a lot. Sometimes, what people achieved in 10 years, some people achieve it in 1 because they're patient. So there's no direct answer to that question. It's based on, it's you. If you're going to be patient enough to hold the shit from them, if what they're going to give you outweighs what you're going to lose, you need to weigh yourself. If you don't have anything, you don't have anywhere, and what they're going to give you is going to move you further, and it outweighs what you have, then maybe you can wait. But if you can't, and you feel they're going to destroy you more, foresight, you need to have that. You need to be connected with yourself, with your mind, your body. Your mind, your soul, your body needs to be connected. If your mind, your soul, your body says, no, you need to wait. You need to be patient. So, thank you.
Okay, I would like to add to what you said and the question you asked. The question you asked is very, very interesting. Okay, so about what you said, you requesting for legal intervention and being, would I say, shaken up about it, and they're making you feel like, whoever it is making you feel like you're not doing the right thing. And you need to understand that, first off, only you know what is right for you and what is wrong for you. Like, that is the natural sense of it all. But as a label, and this is the mistake a lot of artists do, or this is the mistake most of them make, you allow your label dictate to you what they want. And failing to understand, like the last time we were here, YJ made a statement. Labeled money is borrowed money. No matter how you want to sugarcoat it, it's not your money. You're going to pay back. And you paying back, are you thinking, how am I paying back? The easy way or the hard way? So for you to say, I need a lawyer, you are not wrong. Nobody is wrong because you do not understand an agreement. You need to understand. So whoever is trained to understand what you don't understand, it is in your own jurisdiction to hire that person's service. For example, let's just use a very clear analogy right now. A man comes to tell a woman, I'm going to marry you. I will marry you. Yes, you're doing all the loving, the romance, everything, the kisses, they're all involved. But when the woman now says, from your saying, I'm going to marry you, I'm signing you, you are my artist, right? I'm going to marry you. And the lady says, after a while, can I see the ring? Or what ring do you have in mind? Something that shows commitment. And he goes, that's why, you should understand that there's a problem somewhere. If you say you're going to marry me, and I ask a simple question as, what idea or where is the ring or when are you getting, and you go crazy, it means there's something. And what do? You run away. Don't say the label is trying to do anything. Don't be patient with such a person because what is killing the industry tomorrow is lack of structure. There is no structure. Nobody understands that because you don't have to be sick before you need a doctor. You don't have to wait till you're dying before you see a doctor. Sometimes you need to check your body. And that is the job of a doctor. Regardless of your own profession, whether you are a lawyer or whatever, you need each other. So if a label comes, it's because it is meant to be. They see potential in me. I'm supposed to be a money-making machine for this company. And if there's nothing securing or assuring me of my commitment, that means they're using me. Because there's no how, they know you're good. They've signed you. They know you're going to make money back for them. But if they're not trying to make it if they're not trying to go the legal way or make it a way that, okay, we are both committed to this thing, that means they don't know what they're doing. So if you know that you need a lawyer at this point and they are brushing it off, it means there's a problem with the label. So what do? You run away. Trust me, they are not helping you. They want to imprison you. It's another way to imprison you. So please run away from such a situation. Don't try to be patient because there's nothing to be patient about.
So our next speaker is Lanre.
Lanre Nelson,
All right.
yes. Yeah, so I'll kick off from the question you asked, and I'll just go into what I have to say pretty much. Like I said, I'm not going to give you theories. I'm just going to say it how we are all experiencing it. And I feel like, first of all, never forget you're in Nigeria. There is no structure. I'm not trying to diss the industry, it's the truth. There's no structure. I've been to Kenya, I've seen their industry. It has more structure than Nigeria. It's the truth, bruv. So if you just need to get a manager that believes in you. You don't necessarily have to pay. And then again, we're in Nigeria. We're in Nigeria will keep coming up in my statements, by the way. We're in Nigeria. Everybody needs the bar. But if you still can't find that guy that will do it that will play the long game with you and just say, okay, let me push you, let me just be with you. We'll see how we can grow and just build something. Even if you're going to go to a record label after I've pushed you, we'll sign a contract that keeps me with you. Like, there are always ways out. Trust me. There's always a way out. Don't say, because I don't have money to pay manager, I will not have anybody. You don't necessarily need a manager, self. You just need one guy that believes in you, like mad.
She said, it's always very good. See, in the first place, don't even work with someone that is not your fan. I mean, that person must be your number one fan. But when it comes to necessarily having money, this is where the truth is never being told to anybody. Whether this person say, okay, I'll manage you for free, it's two things involved. Either you have the resources to activate whatever plans you guys have put out, or this person that believes in you has the resources to help you. Don't think you can be in the music business and don't need money. It's a lie anybody will tell you. So it is fine if you see someone that believes in you. You don't necessarily need to pay this person, but make sure one thing is available. You have the resources. If you do not have the resources, this person that believes you don't have the resources, trust me, you will blow one day, but don't expect a miracle. Just keep enjoying your journey and don't be wishing or seeing yourself that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to blow. Don't give yourself any day of blowing. Just be enjoying your journey. That is the truth. But if you want the next level, like you want things, you need the money. Don't let anybody lie to you. Don't let anybody tell you I believe in you and imprison you. He don't have money or she doesn't have money. You don't have money. You people will be believing yourself in your brokenness till you old. It's the truth.
But still, when you find that guy that believes in you, just wait now. Because see, you find last. You find. But don't ever get it confused. You have to put money into your craft. No matter how small, even if it's 5K. Your manager doesn't have to fund it. If it be you, we get the bar. Just put down. My go-to word is go digital. Digitalization and monetization. I call digitalization and monetization the silent money. You get many, I'm not trying to say this to diss anybody, but many artists are living off digitalization funds, revenue that you get from streaming wherever they're streaming your song, all that. But I'm not going to give you the theory and say, do this, it's going to work. I'm going to say what I've done and how it has worked for me. So pretty much, I would like to say the 3 pillars to a successful music career is talent, strategy, and effort. If you give you a thought, you think talent should be like the strongest criteria. But no, talent is actually the weakest. Talent is like 20%. You need to be willing to put effort. In my opinion, effort comes first. You have to be willing to put effort in your career, your work ethics. Like you have to keep going. And I'm sure we all know what work ethics is. Then strategy comes second. Strategy is where spontaneity comes in. You need to be spontaneous. You need to have a strategy. Like I said, I'm going to be using real life examples, things that are happening. Take Zlatan, for example. Take Zlatan. I'm sorry I have to come up with this, but when Tasha left the house, he came up with a song. I don't know if he's going to drop it though, but some people might feel some type of way that some people might feel like you shouldn't have done that. You're shaming her. She's going to feel bad. True. But you can't take away that creativity. You can't take away that spontaneity. Nobody else did it. He came up with it. That's what grows your fan base. And that's why I say go digital. Your fan base will keep growing on social media. Even if that thing doesn't blow you, it will blow you and your fan base will grow. And there's a way you can channel that fan base into 1 or 2 small revenue, last. So take Magneto, for example. Magneto is here. He does relationships. Relationships are like that series. I'm sure we all know it. Why do we all know it? Because it's nice. It's creative. It keeps him going whichever ways. You go see him. You go like him. I went to YouTube to go and watch the full series. You get so that's where strategy comes in. You need to be spontaneous, literally. Then I think yes, I'll touch that lastly. Then talent comes last. Talent is like 20%. Okay, lastly is content. What kind of content do your audience? What kind of content? Like let's say you dropped an EP. There are statistics everywhere on YouTube, on Instagram these days. You can know how many people are vibing to one song. You can know where they are vibing to it from. Google these things. Trust me. Just Google how to know where they are streaming my songs the most on YouTube. I downloaded an app recently, YouTube Studios. You can see what country they are streaming your songs from the most. You can see the demographic. You can see how many, the age of people who are streaming your songs. You can see the particular song they are vibing to the most.
so you can be consistent on that particular sound. Do you understand? Does anybody understand what I'm trying to say? So pretty much, like I said, go digital. Once you've been able to know, you've been able to know what your audience is listening to the most, the type of content they are vibing to the most, then you can now target that audience. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I'm just saying this because you might not have a record label that will do this for you, or you might never find a manager that is willing to work with you without money. You can still move small by yourself, to the extent that a label will now see that, okay, this guy has actually done this. He's getting 25,000 views on his Instagram posts, stuff like that. So, like I said, there are analytics everywhere on YouTube, on Instagram. If you make your page a business page on Instagram, you can see how many people are reacting to your video. You can see what time they react more. You can see what time you have more likes. Those things are very important. They are data collection. You need to collect your own data because you don't have a label to do it for you or a manager that is willing to do it without money. So you can do these little things by yourself. Move forward, small, move forward, little by little. So, sorry, Obi. Hello. Sorry, I'm just coming back to you, but yeah, you seem like a very good candidate. Where are you right now, and what do you think is stopping you from getting to what your vision? What do you think is stopping you? Money. That's where what I just said comes to play. Again, you don't need a lot of money to do Facebook ads. When you gather your data and you see that, okay, they are streaming my song from Tanzania more than any other country, 5K can do a Facebook ads towards Tanzania alone. Since they're streaming your songs from there already, why not channel your ads there? So these little things can gather more fans. That's why I said go digital. Digital is everything right now. Forget what anybody will tell you. Say, if you have plenty money, I assure you, go and put it on digital. Don't go and pay any radio station to play your song. Once you pay a radio station, they play it for a while. If you don't get any listenership, you don't get and be that. You don't go. You understand? You can get listenership from online. Everything is digital these days. That's why I said go digital. Go digital. I think that's my bit for you. I don't know if you have any questions, but that's what I just want to say. You can move as an independent artist. It's okay to be an independent artist. Trust me. Don't let anybody tell you. I know many guys that were independent artists till they got a label. Let me give you an example. I'm not just saying digital because I've not tried it yet. I've tried it. I work with an artist called Omoakin. I don't know if everyone knows Omoakin. Yes. So I don't know. You might feel Omoakin is not big Omoakin is not buzzing in Nigeria. Nothing is happening for him. But I assure you, Omoakin is as big as Davido in East Africa right now. Yes, Omoakin is as big as Davido. Omoakin's song, you know this, bro. You know this. We went to Tanzania together. We went to Kenya. He's buzzing like mad. And the only reason why that happened is he might have a lot of money from his business to be able to push on digital promotions. That's why he buzzed up quickly there. One person just went to Tanzania, Skills, and he came back and he said, Omo, that your song, I just hear him for streets for Tanzania. And what did we do next? We channeled our promotions to Tanzania straight. YouTube, Tanzania, Instagram, Tanzania. Brother, they love the hell out of Omoakin. We were there for 3 days. I'm just telling you how much you just doing it for yourself is there. The label did not do this. It was just Omoakin and I. We were there for like 3 days. They didn't know he was around. We just had to go and do media rounds. So we reached out to a club. They paid him $2,000 just to appear because they heard he was around. That's how big he is. And here, Jack. Nobody will pay him Jack. Yeah. We all know. They go any show for a year. But don't get it twisted. He's making money. It's called the silent money. Digitalization and monetization. Never forget that. Please, go digital. I beg. That's why I commend people like People like Magneto. That's why I commend people like Magneto. It's going digital. You have people like FreeMe Digital there. They can explain the nitty-gritty of these things to you. I might not be able to explain well because I have people that handle all these things for me. I have digital people, social media people that collect the data. And why I stressed on collecting data is, let's say you now even buzz small and you want to approach a company and say, I'm buzzing. How do you explain to them that you're buzzing when they're not hearing you on radio? That's when you do a spreadsheet of how many views you're getting from this so, how many people are listening to it, the age of the people that are listening to it, how many times they're listening to it. Then you can present this spreadsheet to the company and say, this is your product. This is your target market is from the age of 13 to 15. From the age of 13 to 15 in Nigeria are streaming my songs like mad. You might not hear it on radio, but here is a spreadsheet. Do your research. They will fuck with you. I'm sorry I had to use the F word. Thank you very much.
So, in a nutshell, you have a lot of work to do as an artist. That is what it means. You have a lot of research, a lot of study. You need to understand the business. Everything, study. Nobody can steal your knowledge away from you. As long as you know about it, nobody can cheat you. Okay? So, keep working hard. Tosin, let's hear what you have to say on interviews and...
Okay, I'll be talking about managing media and personal branding. If you look at me, what do you think I am? Sugar daddy. I call myself Sugar Daddy, and I'll tell you it has worked for me. I do something called Sugar Daddy Experience, and I have a lot of people wanting to travel worldwide with me. But I'll come to that. Okay, I like to tell a lot of stories because I believe stories bring some realism to what we discuss. A few months ago, a particular guy sent me a DM. I think he saw an interview I did for, I can't remember the person I did the interview for. And he messaged me and said he would like me to do an interview for him on my page on This Day newspaper. I was like, it's fine now, but you just find something for the guys to drink Black Label or something. And the next he was saying he doesn't have anything. And I was like, okay, fine, no problem. Now, within me, I would have actually paid attention to the guy and done something for him. But this guy made a very nasty statement that pissed me off. He said, today he never blow. But you know, say when he blow, me and my entire media house will be looking for him to do an interview. As I saw it, I wanted to blast him immediately, but I felt I have an integrity and a brand name to maintain. I'll leave it. But I screenshotted it, I kept it in my archive. That someday I'll meet him, I'll remind him. It's just as simple as saying, bro, can you do anything for me? And I will listen to you. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be you telling me something out of this world. Now, I'll be talking about managing media and personal branding. Now, managing media involves traditional and digital. That means from newspaper, TV, blogs, Instagram, social media, radio, and what have you. 10, 15 years ago, radio was it. If you needed to be a big artist, you needed to be on radio. But today, how many of us here listen to radio today? Okay, we are just a few of us. So if we are like 60 in this room, less than 10 people listen to radio. But there was a time when radio was everything. Everything is evolving. I used to tell people it used to take 5 to 10 years for things to change. But now it takes as little as 90 days, 30 days, even 1 week before you know things have changed. Things are evolving, which means you have to keep yourself in the mainstream of everything. I used to work with City People. I started my career in City People. And City People was the gossip station of Nigeria. Whether I liked it or not, it was City People, you saw it. What made me big in City People at that time was that I wrote about the 20 hottest girls in LASU, because I was in my final year in LASU when I did that story. 20 hottest girls in LASU. It made me meet most of the fine girls in the school. But what happened to City People? Linda Ikeji came. Now, City People used to come out once a week, but Linda Ikeji was available for you via your phone. What happened? City People started going down the drain. And around that time, City People, Global Excellence, and Comium, they were big gossip magazines. Every time you want to know one nasty things, that's how I even got to know Dino Melaye. Because there was a Yoruba actress that gave birth for him then. What am I trying to point out here? Over time, media has changed. There was a time it was Facebook. How many of us was on To Go? So many of us used to go that time. Some of us joined Facebook. There was a time it was Facebook. You ask your guy, are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? Then he switched to Twitter. It switched to Instagram. Then it changed to Snapchat. Now there's WhatsApp. There are all kinds of messaging platforms and all kinds of media platforms now that you just have to be abreast of it over and over again. Which is why, as an artist in this age and time, you have to ask yourself, where are the people you want to target? Where are they always? If you look at it right now, even my parents are on Facebook. That's to show you that everybody's going digital, social media. Now, it's not longer before that. Even if I ask the question now, when last did any of us watch LTV? When last did we watch STV? When last did we watch AIT? I'm not bullshitting any of all these mediums. They are mediums I work with. But if you look at it practically, nobody's actually paying attention to it anymore. Instagram has started something they call Instagram TV. Can you imagine? Now, they now have a TV. You just have to carry your phone. You have data, you're watching TV. So now you don't even have to go and sit down and watch any TV anymore to get informed. So as an artist in 2019, you have to understand what is working with media in 2019. Because by 2020, something else is buzzing. Now, if you want to make it a big deal now, Twitter. A lot of us have to understand what it is to work on Twitter and what it is to work on Instagram. Instagram is all about pictures and videos. Twitter, the way things work, see, anything you see on Instagram tonight, it was on Twitter yesterday. Which is showing you that you have to know the medium to use to pass your information. If not, you just keep asking yourself, why am I beating about the bush? Why am I here? Why am I there? Because you are not even understanding what your media of today is saying. Now, as a journalist, I joined This Day newspaper in 2014. One major problem I've always had is dealing with artists, actors, comedians, and what have you. Now, I remember early last year when Brother Shaggy was buzzing, there was so much humility with him when it came to media. But as at the time I still interviewed him about 2 months ago, he still maintained that humility. And I pray he keeps on keeping on that humility. The point here is this: in the beginning of everything, everybody's humble. You understand? Yes, boss. Half a boss. This one, boss. Baba me. Daddy me. But when you blow, yo, whoa, what's up, man? What's up, man? Well, I don't have time. Now, everything changes because you think you've already landed. Which is why, as an artist, you have to understand whether you're on top or whether you're below, you need to maintain yourself. Because at the end of the day, this same media you put aside today, you will come back to them. There was this particular artist manager, I will not call his name. He had a big scandal. Then I was working with City People. He had that massive scandal, and everybody was writing wrong about him. The entertainment editor of City People that time has been looking for him for weeks to interview. He turned him down. The moment the scandal happened, he started calling my editor. Oh, God, I beg, come. Let me tell you my own side of the story. Oh, God, I beg. You see, the table's turned around. Your media is your friend. Now, newspaper medium is powerful. Now, look at that guy that sent me that message on Instagram. Imagine I was the publisher of a particular newspaper. I will ensure that guy will never blow again. It's very, very possible that I could make that happen. It's just to ensure that it doesn't blow again. And that's one thing a lot of people overlook, which is why, as much as possible, whether you're a big artist or you're coming up, I try as much as possible to pay attention to you, because you can blow tomorrow. I want to be part of your success story to ensure that I was the one who gave you your first ever interview. Now, something happened to me recently. There's this particular Nollywood actress. I was really pissed off. If you know what this girl did. I wanted to interview her. I saw her, very fine, everything in shape. I said, okay, let me give this girl a fantastic interview. I Googled her name. I didn't see this girl on Google. No newspaper, nothing, no blog. I said, fine, I'll be the first person to give this girl an interview. I sent her interview questions. She answered them shabbily, 2 sentences, 3 sentences. I said, looking at this girl, I'm giving you a full page on This Day. If you know how much it costs to do a full, This Day currently is the newspaper that you pay the highest to get an advert. You pay as much as 650,000. If they're going to give you discount, it's about 590. So imagine I'm giving you a full page advert for free. She answered them anyhow. I messaged her. I said, can you give me your phone number? Let me call you. Let me explain to you how you should answer this question. He said, I don't want to give you my number. Just let's respond via DM. I said, fine. I said, oh yeah, answer these questions properly. He said, I don't have time. I looked at her. You've not blown, no. You are not like Genevieve. You are not like Oge Okoye. You are not like any of all these big names. And you are talking like this. The point here is this. Even when the fame looks like it's coming, you have to remain humble. Because what can deceive you mostly is, let me tell you something. Instagram can make you today and they'll bring you down tomorrow. Very simple. They can be singing your praises today, tomorrow they'll call you all kind of names. When Buhari entered in 2015, a lot of people were happy. What happened in 2019? The ball changed. The people that are celebrating you today can still be the same set of people that will bring you down. Which is why you have to understand how to manage everything properly. If a newspaper guy comes to you, try and pay attention. You understand? There was a time I tried interviewing Odulade Adekola. Everybody knew him as one of the biggest Yoruba names. But he's very careful with media, and I understand and I respect that. He will tell you he doesn't want to be on TV. He will tell you he doesn't want to be on newspaper because he has his reasons. Fine, that's okay. But if you cannot use that, if you look at it, Odulade is one of the Yoruba actors that uses his Instagram very well. You see him posting different kind of content, saying different kind of things on Instagram. What is important is for you to know what to deploy at every point in time. Even if you want to be on This Day, you want to be on Punch, you want to be on Vanguard, you want to be on anywhere, you can ask respectfully. Sometimes I even tell some people that it's not even about the money for me. I want to be part of your success story. So tomorrow you say, there's one guy I met, Tose Clegg, he did this for me. When I joined This Day in 2014, every of my friend that was an upcoming artist, I gave them free interview. She can attest to it. And so many other people. I'll call her. I've put her on This Day 3 times. 2 weeks ago, I gave her a full page on This Day. That's just the way it works for me because I believe somehow, somebody will see it and say, I want one. You say, I pay Tosi 100,000. No, I'll make money. I may not necessarily make it for you, but I'll make it. Now, another thing I want to focus on here is handling social media. You know, social media is the latest media platform. A lot of us don't know how to deal with social media. You're a big name on social media, they will call you all kind of names. Look at what they are doing to Peter P. Square now. Because he probably starts at 60 million. Everybody is on his case. Everybody's asking him, where is the 60 million? Where is the 60 million? Where is the 60 million? If you're not careful, you will say something that people will hold on to for life. And at the end of the day, you have yourself to blame. Now, I want to mention this. Don't feel because you've not blown now, you can get away with some things. In 2016, a particular guy was signed to Barcelona. After he was signed, I don't know who the devil was. That devil went to his Instagram page or Twitter page 1 year earlier and brought out something he said about Barcelona. He said terrible things about Barcelona and presented it to the board of directors of Barcelona Football Club. They cancelled and terminated his contract immediately. 1 year ago, he said it. He has forgotten. If we all ask ourselves, what did we say September 30th, 2018? We may not remember. But this guy said it, and he felt he could get away with it, but they came hunting for him. Which is why anything, as I am like this, if you like man, I don't concern me. If you like woman, it doesn't concern me. If you like do anyhow or like anything, it's none of my business. The point here is this: don't just come out for people anyhow. What you think is forgotten today, the Instagram never forgets. Twitter will remember. See, there are some Nigerians, you said something 2014, they will go and bring it out. I don't know. It's like they have time to do it. Which is why you have to be very careful with what you say. Somebody now can say something terrible about Kenny's music 10 years ago. Somebody will go and bring it up from your Facebook. You think it's hard to find? It is very easy to find. They can just put your name on Google. Maybe your name is Baseline. They'll put Baseline, Kenny's music. It will pop it out. They'll see the information. They will screenshot it, post it. Instablog is a very good friend. He will post it immediately. Newly signed artist to Kenny's said blah, 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 blah about Kenny's 10 years ago. You have to understand that when you want an interview, you can easily get it back. It's simple. Bro, I like an interview. So many people have come to me and said they don't even have money to pay for the interview, but this is what I have. I will listen. I can understand. And also for your Instagram, it is very important. You need to know how to understand how to use your social media properly. There's something on Instagram they called algorithms or something like that. That means if you can get about 30 likes in 30 minutes, there's a way your picture can reflect on the explore. You have to understand when to post. A lot of people, they want to post about their song. They'll go and post 10 a.m. in the morning. Who is on Instagram by 10 a.m.? Practically, most people you really want are not even online at 10 a.m. By this time, a lot of people are inside this lucky hold up now. They're going home. Where are they? Instagram. Where are they? Twitter. Where are they? Your WhatsApp stories. They're looking at what is going on. This is the time to captivate people. That's why a lot of people put their songs out there. Nobody's listening. Who do you think has time by 10 a.m. to be listening to your song? Or by 7 a.m. to be listening to your song? A lot of people are after so many things. So you have to know when and how to post everything you need to post. Now, if you look at it, it is shifting. Young people are no longer on Facebook. So who are you targeting with your music? The people in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s? It is changing. A lot of young people now are spending more time on Twitter. They're spending more time on Instagram. WhatsApp has even made it easy. You can easily post to your Facebook now and do all kinds of things. So you have to understand your market. Who are the people I'm trying to pursue? Who are the people I'm trying to get? Who are the people I'm trying to talk to? Who are the people I'm trying to entertain? That is how you'll be able to deploy the right medium. That's why when some people come to me and say they want to do something related to media, I'll tell them, I don't think we should use this platform. A lot of people have come to me and said they want to be on radio. And I tell them, how many people are actually listening to radio? I'm not against radio, but the question here is, how many people are actually listening to radio like that? Any information you want to hear now, you get it to see it on Twitter. As I'm here with you, someone just sent me a message. Diane has been evicted from Big Brother house. Do you want to wait to get home before you see it on your TV? That is how fast information is going. So you don't even have to wait to get to TV before you know that Diane has been evicted. On your phone, everybody say, Diane. The day Thatcher left, Thatcher was trending the whole of Twitter. It has to show you how powerful social media has gotten now. Secondly, personal branding. Now, I've noticed a lot of things. If you are trying to build your social media page, you don't need to have all the money in the world, just like Larry said. As much as you can, try and make your Instagram page to make sense. Do you understand my point? As a guy now, if you go on a girl's Instagram page, she's looking flashy, she's looking yummy, and you're not interested in her. As a girl, there was a day I was sitting next to a girl, and she was checking her DMs. Do you know what struck me about she checking her DMs? If she sees your message, she'll look at your DP. If she sees you look fine, she'll check your profile pictures. If she sees that your pictures are making sense, what will she do? She'll say, hello. She'll reply back. But if she sees that it don't make sense, she'll not even open your message at all. What is that telling you? Your Instagram page is more or less like your representation. Even down to the point of embassy. If you go to some embassies today, they check your Instagram page. Is that bad? You may think it's funny, but they'll check your Instagram page. They want to see the kind of person you are. Whether you're always carrying gun on your Instagram page and for me you're Van Damme or for me you're Jackie Chan or something. Which is to make us understand that your Instagram page is key. If you check my Instagram page now, I put on it, I said I am Nigeria's #1 food and drink taster. Nobody has given me that recognition. But the point here is this, I'm selling myself. I'm telling the world who I am. Try as much as possible to make your bio as simple as possible. So people will say, I am this one, I am that one, hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag that one, hashtag that one. Your Instagram page looks clumsy. Nobody is probably having time to be looking through all of that. Now, photography and content. I've noticed over time, a lot of us look for cheap photographers. Just go to one studio, blue background, you take picture. Red background, you take picture. As in, I get tired when I see all those things. Why are you doing that kind of thing? Some people will tell me they want me to interview them. I'll say, send your picture. They'll send me all kind of ridiculous pictures. I keep wondering, how do you want this picture to be on newspaper? It can't work. No. At least make your picture make sense. Do you get my point? Even, see, you can take some passport pictures to some places and it could be rejected. Your picture tells a story about you, even without the person even getting to know you. There are a lot of artists now that I would like to interview, I want to do stories on. When I go on their Instagram page, I don't see any picture that makes sense. Spend time on good photo shoot. It won't cost you anything. It takes somebody to just see you and say, I like the way this guy has direction to his packaging, and the next thing they're interested in working with you. But if they cannot even see something that makes sense on your Instagram page, how do you expect them to call you? How do you expect them to reply to your messages? Some artist Instagram page looks like there are some drug lords or there are some area tout or something. But is that the representation you want to give yourself? You don't have to make the world see you like that. You have to try as much as possible to make sure that your Instagram page tells every story as much as possible about you. Which is why you will notice, recently, Tiwa Savage deleted every picture she has on her Instagram. started posting new. So many people do that over and over again, reinventing. As an artist, you have to learn how to reinvent yourself. Who do you make of yourself? If you look over time, if you ask beyond doubt, I'm going to call two names. Which of these two guys is the best dressed male artist in Nigeria? D'banj or Banky W? D'banj or Banky W? Now, over time, D'banj has been able to make himself a style icon. From head to toe, D'banj is on point. He never gets it wrong. From his belt to his shoes. One important thing I want to tell you guys here is, for the male artists, two things are very important in your career and we overlook it. Your shoes and your belt. A lot of us overlook it. Some people use belt that are torn. You wear a fine shirt, fine jeans, but your belt, it has blisters all around. What kind of presentation do you give yourself? That's zero. Sometimes your shoe says everything about you. Today I wanted to wear a very nice palm slippers I bought, but I looked at it. Palm slippers, shoe, event. I decided to wear shoe. Why? I want to have a good impression of myself. I don't have to look like a Dangote, but at least look good, because you cannot tell who is going to walk up to you. Something happened one particular day. A guy was in an elevator. Then a particular man entered the elevator. And he coughed. And the man held him on the shoulder and said, "Young man, hope you are fine." The guy did not bother. He said, "I'm fine." He was even irritated. And who is this man touching himself? He coughed again. The man touched him a second time. He said, "He's fine." He was not looking back to see who was there. When the man got to where he was supposed to come out of the elevator, he came. And he turned to the guy and said, "One more last time, hope you're fine." He said, "Yes." And the man walked away. At that point, the thing clicked on the guy. Lo and behold, who was right behind him in that elevator was Ibrahim Babangida. He did not know. He just overlooked the fact that anybody could be with him. And that's how Ibrahim Babangida was walking away and he was looking at him and he couldn't do anything. The point I'm trying to draw out of this story here is this. You have to be open to opportunities. Opportunities are everywhere. Opportunity, even right here, there's an opportunity. The next person that will blow is probably seated there. Why don't you just ensure you have everybody's number here before you leave? The right set of people are probably here that will blow. Just connect yourself to as many people as possible and you just link up. Because by the end of the day, by the time you feel, a lot of people feel, I can do it all by myself. That's where we get it wrong. The man behind you might be the next person that will blow. But it is the relationship you build with him today that will take you higher. The person behind you might be the next person that will blow. But it's that same relationship you build that will help you. But a lot of us overlook all these things. That's why at the end of the day, it's like that nothing is working. You have to properly reinvent yourself. I used to call myself the Lagos most eligible bachelor. At some point, when I got bigger, I changed it to sugar daddy. At some point, if my body changed, I will reinvent myself again. As Lagos most eligible bachelor, I won 2 awards: most handsome, most sought after. Damn. Now I'm not the sugar daddy. I've realized the direction has shifted. Now I'm getting attention from different places. Now, when I charge you, you pay well, because to take care of the brand name sugar daddy is expensive, which is reinventing. So, what I'll just leave everybody with, try as much as possible, go back, design for yourself, which is what, in my wardrobe, I have about 20 Puba and Shokoto. That's what works for my body. Think of what works for your body and use it. It's just that simple. You don't have to start, if I start wearing Supras, wearing some kind of things now, I'll look funny. But like this, I'm a sugar daddy. Thank you.
What he's saying, branding goes a long way, longer than what we expect, because your brand just tells who you are. As simple as it is. Do you understand me? I don't know if anybody here knows my AKA, African white chick. It's very easy to understand why that is. Right? It's very obvious, my skin. Right? And that is the brand I'm using. So for everybody, you need to know what works for you and you need to own it. And the more you call yourself that thing, the more you are fueling it and you are being, you just have to reinvent yourself. You need to invest in yourself as creatives, basically, whether you like it or not. If you say, I'm this, you need to be that. And you need to make it work for you in your own way. So right now, we've received questions.
Is it possible to make it in the music industry without a record label? And if it is, how do I go about it?
Yes, it's very possible for you to make it in the. I can't stress this enough. Just go digital. And you don't have to spend a lot of money, like I said. You just start small. You're an upcoming artist, it's fine. Just start small. Put your money small. You'll get there. You get there pretty much.
There.
Okay. This is a joker. Let me tell you what you can do with 100,000. If you look at it, if you go to the studio, you give a producer your song, you do a song for 20K. How much remain? 80,000. You look for a good artwork designer. You pay him 5,000 to do 2 artworks for you. How much remains? 75,000. I didn't get that.
I think the trends are changing. You can barely find 2 artworks for 5,000 nowadays.
No. See, it's an example. No, it's an example. No, it's an example, but the honest truth here is this. The honest truth here is this.
No, because sorry. You said we should be factual, right? 100,000 naira is chicken change if you want to be factual.
Okay. If you want me to be factual, let me tell you one bitter truth. There are still designers that collect 2,000 naira from you to design a flyer. I'm telling you. See, it's a matter of value. It's a matter of quality and it's a matter of value. That is why you go to a club and buy NSC 20,000. You go to ShopRite, you buy 10,000. There are 2 different places. The ambient ShopRite will give you, the club will not give you. So it depends on what you want. Even the person that you pay 100,000 to design a flyer may do less job than someone of 5,000 will give you. Do you get my point? Now, if you do a flyer 5,000, you get 2 flyers. Now, on your phone, there are all kinds of applications. Put 30 seconds clip of your video on one of the flyer. Put 30 seconds of your song, on the second flyer. Instagram sponsored post is there. With 500 naira on the sponsored post, you are getting about maybe 300 to 1,200 people to see that clip.
Digital.
500. 500 times 20, that's 10,000 naira. That means 20 places between 500 to 1,300. Have you spent up to 50K yet? The point here is this, even the little things matter. So many people are blown without even being on radio. So many people are blown. I'm trying to recall who just became mainstream recently.
These guys, they started from online. Nonso Amadi,
okay, let me give you the biggest shock about Nonso
Amadi. They are all online
Nonso
artists.
Amadi writes, produces, composes, mixes and masters all his songs. Nothing goes to anybody except him. All the royalties enters his pocket. Mm-hmm. And where did he do it from? Online. If you look at so many success stories today, everybody doesn't have to have a big record label. Just with the little you can, use it in the right way, you make it big. Check it out.
Also, let me just go into just little detail. Even if you don't have money. Hello? Yeah, so we how many of us know about Spotify? So just that's why I said do research. You can go to Spotify for artists. When you drop your songs on Spotify, you can put it on Spotify by yourself and every other platform. It costs like $9 or so. Go to TuneCore, CD Baby, or FreeMe Digital. Just get it on there. When you get it on Spotify, there is a policy that Spotify has. When you want to drop your song, if you submit, there's somewhere on Spotify for artists, you click submit. If you submit the song for playlisting, that's the only way you can get streams without even pushing. If they put you on Spotify playlists, that's the only way. You can submit your song 2 weeks or let's say a month before you drop your song. Submit it on Spotify for artists. They will consider it for playlisting. Those little things that people don't know. Do research. You can do it by yourself. I can do this thing by myself on my system. Just submit your song before then. You don't even need money to do this one. You just need internet and sign up for Spotify for artists.
All right, thank you. We have 3 more questions to go. Thank you for your patience. You have another question? Okay, so we'll just make it 4 so we can round off. This one says, is it in your manager's right to dictate your craft? That's the kind of art you create?
Please, listen to your managers. You're a creative. It means that you have a lot to create. You feel that you say something, you sing something now, you feel it's perfect. You know why? Because you've put sweat, you've put blood in it. It's a creative work. It can be perfect, but it may not be what you need at the given time. Do you understand? In an industry that is not open to country music, that you don't have the funds to push and, market a country song, you just sing a country song, you expect a miracle. And your manager says, no, this is not the kind of song we have to sing now. You think the manager is killing your dream. But no, that person has seen that we do not have the resources to market this song at this point in time. But if we go on this wave, we'll be able to get what we want. And you can still do this at another time, and it will make more sense. Do you understand? Sometimes there has to be an agreement between you and your manager. Do you understand? But most times, if you get the manager, that's why I said, put the same effort you put into creating, into getting a manager. So if you get a right manager, it means this person, you trust this person, and you know that this person is telling you the right thing. So when that person tells you, no, this is not the direction we should go, please listen to that person. Even if you will not listen to your label, listen to your manager, because your manager knows what you need.
Okay, fantastic.
Cynthia, I'm going to add to what she said. It's very, very okay to listen to your managers, as Shem said. But at the same time, you need to be very careful about what you are listening to. Some managers are from hell, to be very honest. So on that note, you have to be very careful. But to answer that question, I personally have never, and I will never tell an artist what to create. Because you know why? Their art is not my art. Your creativity doesn't belong to me. It is yours. It is yours to do. But what I do instead, I try to evaluate whatever it is, whatever decision they want to make. I look at the outcome, the long term and the short term. If there's if there's going to be a lot of problems, then I let you know that if we go this way, if we're using this song you want to use, this and this is what is going to happen. But if we do it this way, this and this is how it's going to work out. So it's up to you at that point to listen. But nobody should tell anybody how to create. You are a creative. Nobody should tell you how to create, but the job of your manager is supposed to evaluate your creativity and know and understand the one that should come out to the market that is going to pay you, or that's going to pay you. If it's not going to pay you, it's their job to also see that, okay, this guy, this or girl, this one where you choose, it no go work. Why it no go work? Give them your reasons and give them the evaluations. And if there's a proper plan, you kick off with whatever it is you've chosen. Because you can do whatever you want. But trust me, in this lifetime, there's no time to even do everything we still want. So whatever it is you've done, select the best. And you share it to the world. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, she said it all already, but just to top what she said, always listen to your manager. But when your manager is still learning, and you can clearly see that your manager is still learning, like those guys, always evaluate his advice. You get, because a good manager or an experienced manager will never divert your craft, like she said. He will never say, don't sing it like that. That's you. That's why you are the artist. That's your own job. How you are going to sing it, the way it's going to sound is your own job. His own job is to look for the audience that will listen to what you are doing.